Hello, John.
Hello, Alex.
Do you know what I hate?
What do you hate?
I hate Ang Lee's The Hulk. What is this a sequel to?
The Incredible Hulk.
The Incredible. Is that the one by Ang Lee or is it the other one?
That's the other one.
Oh, okay. I guess I hate the other one then.
Why do you hate the other one?
Because we watched Captain America, what's this called? Civil War Part 2, the remake?
Brave New World.
Brave New World. So, this was supposed to be Captain America, the New World Order, originally. And apparently they changed it.
Yeah, they changed a lot of things.
Because, well, and I mean this is the quote I heard, but they changed this because Jews. They basically went...
where did you hear this quote? I'm curious.
Well, the whole New World... No, it's just that, like, the New World Order conspiracy theory... What I heard was that, like, it's a little too, like, a lot of it's, like, kind of libertarians, in quote, blaming Jewish people on that run Hollywood. Like, you know, it's like, it's the theory's not anti-Semitic, but, like, a lot of the people that know about that theory are anti-Semitic.
I mean,
so it's
maybe that's like an international problem, because I feel like most Americans' knowledge of the New World Order begins and ends at Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, that's true. I mean, I go to the Latino World Order, but like that's just me.
That's yeah. Well, you love the global South. That's your thing.
Yeah, I'm a man of taste.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Before anything, I just want to say, I want to give this movie the rarely given, in fact, I just made it up just now, Good Try Award. The Alexx Good Try Award, where, yeah, I see you tried to make a good movie. I see it. You watch Civil War, which is probably the best one, and you're like, how do we do another one of those? And boy, that gumption you're showing, like, that's some spunk. You showed this. These are some spunky filmmakers.
Yeah, man. I hope something comes of this up and coming 20th film of a franchise, that they can make something happen with this.
Yeah, it's such a. I really wanted to like it, like. Because there's Anthony Mackie's kind of charismatic, and I love what's his friend? Joaquin? Is that who's the?
Oh boy, yeah. Joaquin is that dude's name, or Joaquin Torres, played by Danny Ramirez.
And I didn't like his character, but that actor was very likable. I'm like, he's doing stuff.
He was trying. That role was dog shit. And so as a result, he came out very annoying, but I don't blame him for it.
I went the other way. That role is dog shit. That's inarguable. Role is dog shit. Can't argue that. I probably could. I'm not gonna. But I thought he ended up being charming. Wow, they gave you that garbage, and I still kind of liked your performance. That's impressive, young man. But yeah, I wanted to like it, but like this movie just has nothing to say.
Yeah, that is very true.
I don't like. It's almost. This feels almost like. I mean, that's what it is. But this movie feels like the episode or those 3 episodes between major story arcs on like Buffy or whatever. Like, they're not fully standalone, but they're like, and this episode is, we're introducing adamantium.
Right, yeah.
And the rest of the movie doesn't matter.
Yeah, where, you know, like, it's a bajillion-dollar bottle episode. Where it's just like, we gotta just move things along. Yeah, it felt very perfunctory. Most of the, like, I was kind of with you at the beginning. I'm like, that opening shot where it's like through the panes of glass, and then you see Harrison Ford. I was like, okay. This is kind of interesting. And it starts off, I'm kind of on board, and then it just really lost me. And so much of the dialogue is explaining things to me, like is talking at me.
Yeah.
Did you see the Falcon and the Snowman, or whatever the hell it was called? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I have seen the Falcon and the Snowman. I've also seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay, I didn't watch any of that. So I don't know. I don't know what I don't know going into this, but it doesn't seem like I need to, because it seems like they went out of their way to tell me anything and everything that I needed to know at any given time, including while those things were happening.
Yeah. Low key, there's nothing in there you need to know other than they didn't like each other and then became begrudging friends.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. I don't think any. I mean, there's probably some little things, but like, no, it's. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in there that you really have to give a shit about. This movie... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think it was the moment that Harrison Ford like stood up from his wife's grave and just goes, "This treaty's got to work." I was like, oh, man. I don't know. I don't know about this.
You, sir, and this is a rare statement for me, lasted longer than I did in this Marvel movie, because I had trouble with the first scene after that where the news anchor goes... And Ross at one point was fighting the Hulk. That's why he's called the Hulkbuster. And afterwards, his daughter didn't like him, who the daughter happened to be engaged to Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner eventually became like, whoa, that is bad.
It was like,
that is like
at that point, bad. Just give me a crawl. Just give me a crawl of text. And like, even just give me give me a voice. Give me Professor X doing it, or someone with it. But like, that was just really ham-handed exposition.
Wow.
Because it goes on forever. It's like, okay, they're just going to do a brief recap. Oh, it's still going. It is still going.
I get it, because it's basically a sequel to the... not Ang Lee, the other guy Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, what would I call it?
I always refer to it as the Ed Norton Hulk. I don't know if that's right, but that's because it's... I mean, he's the one in it.
Oh, was Ed Norton not in the first one?
No, that was...
Oh, you're right. It's just some guy.
No, it's Eric Bana in the first one.
Yeah. That's I had combined those movies in my head. I kind of thought, yeah, you're right. I was thinking that Ed Norton was in both of them. Yeah, the Ed Norton Hulk. I haven't seen it for a while, and I guess it makes sense that you have to remind people of it, but like, given the comic book world and how deep we are into these Marvel movies, did we really need to know that? Like, to make this movie work, do we really need any of that backstory?
I mean, because they want to lean so heavily on... well, they try to bolster up the emotional content of this movie by having the drama between President Thaddeus Ross and his daughter, which, who cares? It's like, it just feels like so many things in this movie just kind of grafted on after the fact. Like, it's like, well, we should give him a human element. Let's just have him say these 2 lines and that'll do it. That he's estranged from his daughter. Like, meanwhile, like, global shit is happening. I don't care. Or it's like the way they structure it to where that seems to be this driving thing. It done in a very sort of clumsy manner. It just feels bad. So I think they needed that, and then they needed a way to like remind you of Stearns, which I just think it could have been done so much better than just dump at the beginning. Last time it was pretty brutal.
I think it's that you had to do it twice, that you had to get Thunderbolt Ross's background and Stearns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, either one of them will weigh a movie down, but both of them weighs a movie down quite a bit. And then also you have the I'm the first black Captain America. Can I, like, there's still that can I live up to the man kind of thing. And it's like, that's right there. Those 3 things are already weighing a movie down a lot to try to get across. But we haven't even gotten, like, with those 3, the movie is a little bloated on things to explain. We haven't gotten to the giant fucking space hand in the Indian Ocean that's made of Wolverine bones. That's already too much.
Yeah.
Already too much. We don't need Los Pollos Cubanos, or whatever the fuck the name of Gus Fring's chicken place was.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, some of that I just write off as, like, I know that happened. Maybe this is explaining other Marvel things, because I don't know that the Sentinel has been brought up before. I know it sort of appears with the Eternals and whatever, and I'm not doing homework to watch a movie.
It's like not. This. It's referenced in another movie, and I think this is the first time anything. In another movie or one of the shows, they're like, "Oh yeah, and that hand in the Indian Ocean," and then this. Yeah, that's it.
Well, because it makes you think. You don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it because it makes you question, where are any other superheroes? Where are any of that? Because I mean, this was my question with Captain America: Civil War. No, not Civil War. The Winter Soldier, where it was like, why doesn't he just call the Hulk? Or like they I think in that, because the universe was smaller in that, it made a little bit more sense that like you could easily explain where people were, but like there's so many fucking people now. You could have gotten anybody. What is Bucky Barnes doing that he's not helping you right now?
So I'm like, it's a good point, but there aren't that many heroes left at this point. Cause like a lot of them either died or left. Like Bucky's a senator. We meet him later.
Oh, is he? Okay. He's a senator. I mean, I saw him in the suit, but like
he's on the campaign trail to be a senator. But like real Captain America's gone. Scarlet Witch is dead. I don't know if Hulk's off the world, but he's like Smart Hulk now. I guess you could call Smart Hulk. I think Thor's off the world. Loki's dead.
I mean,
Vision's dead.
You kind of just accept it like they're... No, I think that's
not
fair.
as bad as set up, just because like, but here's the problem. Spider-Man, right there.
Right there.
Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just...
Ant-Man, Ant-Man's number.
Yeah, just nothing, just none of those people around. And it's just sort of like, that's true of all comics, so, whatever.
Yeah.
It just also, I think because this felt like a Hulk movie...
it was,
that kind of was sticking out for me a bit. Because it's like
a sequel to that Ed Norton Hulk. It's not.
Right.
This has nothing to do with any of the. And I can't help but every time Anthony Mackie was in a fight, all I kept thinking was this is so stupid. Not that he moved great.
Yeah,
there was some good choreography, but like, you're just a guy. This doesn't work. You need to have super serum or something. This doesn't work for me.
I mean, that's kind of it. Like, there's why is he not in the outfit most of the time? Was the question I had. Like, because you're right. Like he's got the outfit and it's cool. But then like when he and Joaquin go to the secret base, why don't you just go in your superhero costumes? Like, why?
Yeah. I don't know. And like, but also, there's so much in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's given the opportunity to take like a bootleg version of the Captain Serum, which that's one where Wyatt Russell, but Kurt Russell's kid. He took it and like smashed a guy's face in with Captain America's shield, which was a cool scene. But like, there's some anger issues associated. So Anthony Mackie's like, nah, man, I'm gonna do it on my own. And like, that's where he made the joke, oh, I wish I took that serum in this movie. It's like, yes. Yeah. Because like, you can't be Captain America. I don't mean to like harp on about this forever, but like fundamentally a guy without powers with a heavy shield and some wings, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
This series is like the Marvel movies, as over the top as they are grounded on a certain level. Like you're never going to see like Black Widow. You're never going to see her actually get hit by the Hulk, and you're also never going to see her hurt the Hulk,
right?
Because their power scaling is like somewhat reasonable. Anthony Mackie can't beat. Yeah, sorry, it's just really he can't beat up everybody. You can't fight 6 people at once. He got stabbed in the shoulder, in the side. He's like, oh, I got like a Kevlar undershirt or whatever. The knife was still stuck in you.
Right.
You're just a regular human. That doesn't
like
work.
so much that like fighting against other just dudes. Yeah, fine. But like, I don't know. I mean, obviously he had a super suit on when he was fighting the Hulk, but just, I don't know.
But barely. Physics still happens. I know there's a stupid thing to harp on about. It's just like, I fundamentally don't like him being Captain America thing. And not like, and mostly, there's 2 things. 1, it's stupid that he doesn't have powers. And 2, why did they do all the first black man to have powers? They throw it all on some shitty Disney Plus show. Because that's the only thing I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Is in modern America having like a black guy be the red, white, and blue. I would like to see more about that. Isaiah Bradley. I would like to see more about that.
Because they're not touching that with the 10-foot. Like you're not going to get that political with this, because this is designed for people that hate when things get too political.
Because they did it on the show. Like the whole Isaiah Bradley thing was he was a Captain America in like the Vietnam era or something. And it was actually kind of cool about like, the America wasn't ready for a black man to have the thing to throw him in jail. And like, it was like, oh, this actually, the show sucked, but like it was.
That feels so gross in this though, when like
because they didn't bother to do anything with it.
Well, I know, but like they explain that like, yeah, all this shit happened. And then he, because of the magical, Manchurian candidate stuff that's got implanted in him, he attempts to assassinate Harrison Ford. And when they stop him, Anthony Mackie wants to clear his character's name, but like they never seem to address like the amount of bullshit this guy's been through. Or it's like, it is just this like, no, the government and everything that did this to a black man, they're good. They're fundamentally good. I should be on the side of that. It just feels weird.
I was really into the first act. Retroactively, I don't like, but I was enjoying because what I thought was happening was that because Isaiah got experimented on and became the Captain America and got put in jail for like 30 years or whatever the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we also know what happened to Bucky. He got thrown into KGB Captain America school and brainwashed. What I thought it was going to be like, it turns out America brainwashed him. There was a whatever Illuminati in America pulled the Mr. Blue song, and like he got brainwashed by America, and then America tries to get him to kill the president. I'm like, ooh, this shit's getting interesting. Like, I'm into that. And it turns out, nope.
Yeah.
It's a guy with cauliflower head. He's the one pulling the strings.
Yeah. So like, even if they did it where like Hydra was still around or something like that, you know what I mean? Even if they just kind of glanced at it, but still, glanced at this political stuff, but still rooted it in this kind of fantastical stuff. That's fine. But making it just this guy is really boring because I really like Tim Blake Nelson. I think, obviously, Oh Brother Art Thou, very, very funny in it. He's very funny in The Good Girl. And he's just doing nothing here. He's just doing nothing. And like, I like the leader's old look with the giant forehead. That's dumb. And I kind of wish they leaned into that more because this is the problem. I sent you this last night. Like, Giancarlo Esposito shows up as Sidewinder, member of the Serpent Society. And you look at his character in the comics and he looks ridiculous. He's got a big like snake collar, big wide collar like that thing in Jurassic Park that spits at Dennis Nedry.
Yeah. And
like all the snake stuff. But in this, he's just a tough gun runner. So has been everyone else. When you take away that ridiculous stuff, it really just boils it down to just, this guy's the same thing as Crossbones, but he's a little bit different. And it just sucks. It's boring. And Marvel's decision to do that, get fun with it.
On the what's the name of it? The Master? Sorry, I don't know anybody. Tim Blake Nelson. What's the character's name?
The leader, Samuel Stearns. I mean, that's what he in the comics, but in this, he's still referred to as Samuel Stearns.
Okay. I saw they did a makeup test of him, of the one from the comic.
With the big forehead.
Flat head. And I know this is going to be hard to believe. It actually looked worse.
I saw it. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but I would rather them just get silly with it.
No, here's the thing. If they're both going to look like shit, do the one with the big forehead.
Yeah.
But like, I just, don't do the big head thing.
Well,
like they should learn their lesson. Remember that Ant-Man movie where the guy was just a giant head and it looked like absolute shit?
It's MODOK. I didn't watch it because they treated my boy MODOK bad. Well, it's also, they can't really do it because it's another reason they can't do it is that Hector Hammond from the Green Lantern movie, they did that too. They just gave him a giant forehead. In the comics, he's a body with like a giant head, and they didn't really do that. They just gave Steven Skarsgård or whoever, Peter Skarsgård, whichever one played it, a giant forehead.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and it looks real stupid. So I can understand them wanting to get away with it. And like, I kind of like the idea of him having a sort of visible brain. But it's just, his performance was nothing. His performance was to stand there with a weird makeup on and just be like, it was me the entire time. Ha 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 ha. Probabilities. Yeah. It just like, this movie was famously bogged down, as you mentioned, bogged down by reshoots and rescripting like that. And that happens in movies. Sometimes there's, a lot of times there's, reshoots, pickup shots, stuff like that. But this went through so much. And like Giancarlo Esposito got added. Stuff changed with Tim Blake Nelson. They had to really cut around Shira Haas and her whole thing because of the ongoing atrocities in Gaza.
Wait, who is Shira Haas?
Shira Haas was Ruth Bat Seraph, who is in the comics is Sabra, a Israeli superhero, but in this they just turned her into a former Black Widow. But they still bother to mention that she's from Israel.
Someone pointed out the scene where they cut awkwardly to have Joaquin say she's from Israel and former Black Widow off screen, because apparently in the original script that she was like, whatever. What's the Israeli defense?
She was in Mossad originally.
Mossad. Yeah.
But there's a lot of that in this. There's a lot of like people walking with their backs to the screens, to the kind of like Craven in that regard. And I was thinking,
it's not as bad as Craven, but there's some bad.
I honestly, I might have had more fun watching Craven. Like, not much, but like this was dead. Every frame of this movie is death. It's just inert, dull, just shit's just kind of stumbling around. I'm not attached to anything in this. At least like Craven was dumb in a way I could grasp onto. This was just goop.
I liked I weirdly like Craven. In Craven I liked Russell Crowe. I liked Harrison Ford in this. I just found that fun. I don't think he's doing much. But I just found it fun, him being the president and turning into a big rage monster.
But even him, not like phoning it in, shows how bland everything else is. Like,
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's good with that. The thing though that really bothered me about Ruth Bat Seraph as a character is there is an Italian horror film called Burial Ground that among people that know about this kind of stuff is infamous because one of its main characters is a child named Michael, who's played by a 25-year-old man. Because at the time, Italian censorship was like, we can't have kids involved in scenes with violence or sexuality in it. So they had this 25-year-old weird-looking dude play Michael, and he has the exact same head and body as Shira Haas.
Oh, really?
It's like this; they're the same person. I'm fully convinced. And so she's like 3 feet tall and is just kicking all these people's ass. And it's like, sure thing, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just completely unnecessary to the plot. Like, why is she even in there at all?
Yeah, it seems there's a lot of this movie. It seems like they like had ideas and then just didn't want to run with it. Like, it's like kind of like a corporation movie.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
There's just a bunch of ideas because like I like the Isaiah stuff, and then it just went to the easiest way possible. Just like, yeah, some bad guy did it, not the American government did. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
The Israeli thing would have been at least interesting. Though I imagine it would be distracting to have like at the bottom of every P and at the top of every H have like a little bat hanging there. You know, because it's a bat serif.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got
That's a fun joke.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I mean, typesetters are going crazy.
Good is certainly a word you could say out loud right there. I don't know that that's the one that anybody in the world would choose, but
Gutenberg press heads are just going nuts. I love that one. Yeah, it's just it's overstuffed with garbage. And it's like it's not even it's like under 2 hours. And it was like if you could have focused on just one or two of those plot threads, that would have been amazing. Not amazing, but it would have been more coherent unless you could have actually invested time and energy into what these characters were up to instead of just, okay, I guess this is happening now.
So let's have a test, John. This is going to go purely for you.
Mm-hmm.
Without looking at the Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
What was the leader's plan?
The leader's plan was initially to manipulate stuff to get Japan to drop out of the treaty and then have basically start World War something, and that would expose Ross somehow. So
X number of years ago, 16-ish, or whatever number of years ago, he starts giving Harrison Ford those pills.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that a giant celestial would rise from the Indian Ocean, creating a worldwide conflict.
Well, the probability was likely.
So he actually, he's so smart, he figured out that the Earth had a giant guy inside, and that the Eternals ? Had to stop it.
I'm getting the sense from the movie that he was this unofficial advisor to Harrison Ford, and so Harrison Ford probably talked to him about some deep shit like that, and that's how he knew. So it didn't necessarily like 16 years ago went aha. He started things in motion, but
So
wait, like he set things up just in case to like, all right, well, I have to have a plan B for a plan B. So I'll get all these things going. And then when the time is right, I will activate them.
Yeah, so he just thinks, hey, you know what might come in handy later? If I have the ability to turn the president into Fire Hulk.
Yeah.
I'll get those plans going. No, not I'll escape.
Right.
And win the lottery and just and buy Twitter. Like his plan,
like a normal person.
His plan is Hulk. Yep. I'm going to turn the president into the Hulk. Is amazing. And also, I love that they didn't bother to even explain his powers. Like Red Hulk, like is hot and lights things on fire.
Yeah,
and it just kind of like happens. And I'm not saying you need like exposition, but it's like you did exposition for everything,
right? But you left this
Harrison Ford into a Fire Hulk. Maybe like one line, be like, I expected the mutation to be blah blah blah.
Right? Yeah. Oh, the probability said it'd be this, but it turned out he's heating stuff up. And like, frankly, that scene which was, I mean, unfortunately spoiled in the trailers because there's not a lot of great action scenes outside of it.
That was so irritating that was in the trailer.
But like,
that would have been fun.
That would have been fun to see because it's that kind of ridiculousness that I want in a comic movie. Like the president just turned into a Hulk and is destroying the White House. That is like, there was some Xbox game years ago called like Metal Wolf or something where the president is in a mech suit after the vice president tried to like assassinate him. And so he's in a mech suit trying to blow up the vice president. And this has that kind of energy and that understanding of American politics, but it's so like dour about it. It sucks. It's like, just be that weird. Just be stupid and fun. Like I would rather they just not even address like if it was something about just Anthony Mackie. Hey, guess what? You're the new Captain America. Okay. And then like, they don't try to go like, yeah, but it's tough to be a black guy because they don't address that enough. And so it feels shitty when they do it. If they just went, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. Boom, you know?
Yeah. So his plan is ridiculous and stupid.
Yes.
The amount of moving parts it is. And that's like one of the things that annoys me most in movies where you've got a smart villain, where they think smart just means overly complicated.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And that's like, I feel like most smart people would tell you, nah, like the more variables, like the more chance it has to go wrong. Like, what he could have done is anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Like why do the Manchurian Candidate stuff for these other people when you could just Manchurian Candidate Harrison Ford to be like, guess what, everyone, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah. Or like get out of prison, use your probability skills to be the president.
Yeah.
Like we elected Trump via the guy that runs Twitter. I think the smartest man in the world could figure that out.
Right.
Like, you know, just you need what, $1 billion? Got it.
Yeah. It's a long way to go. And not a very good plan.
The other thing, you as a visual effects guy, there are some of the VFX in this look great. Like, I think some of the scenes of Harrison Ford, the close-ups of him as the Hulk, I thought was cool. His transformation where his like fingers were breaking and shit. I was like, oh, that's dope. And then every now and again, there's some of the worst green screen I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Where they're just hovering. Like there is, like the lighting is wrong. There is nothing. Like
the cherry blossom scene looked terrible.
That's what I was thinking of. And there's one where the leader was like outside of a building, and like you almost see like, you know when you do like quick select in Photoshop and like you don't quite grab everything right.
Yeah.
Just, like they just did that for the whole scene. I'm like, what, dude, this is like an expensive movie. This is unfucking
Well, I mean,
acceptable.
there have been multiple articles written about the way that Marvel and Disney do their special effects with this shit, where like so many changes are made at the last minute. They just demand so much stuff, and so there's a possibility of just running out of time and budget. And like particularly with the amount of shit that changed in this movie, stuff where it was like, that's, you know, it's like I can work to make this better, or I can work on this. One, you know, and it's like, well, we don't have the budget for both. We'll go work on that. You know, there's a lot of decisions that happen behind the scenes for that kind of thing. And, you know, sometimes in that particular case, it is just like, well, it's good enough. And it sucks. Cause I mean, these are talented people behind the scenes doing this stuff. And I just feel like it's just mismanagement. And it's not a good way to run a railroad. But yeah, that's it. Just like the cherry blossom thing looked like they were inside a video game, and I don't mean that complimentary. And also just the fact that in that scene, like the fact that he stops the Hulk with just a speech just, I don't know. I've seen that a billion times. That's not as interesting.
Oh,
what did he do? He stabbed him with his wing and then like something exploded. I don't, is that just something that his suit does? I don't know what happened there.
So his suit is made of vibranium.
Yeah.
And in this version of the universe, vibranium can store up kinetic energy and then explode it back out later.
You know what? I think Joaquin explained that at the beginning, but I was getting so much information that that was too much.
Didn't even know they explained that in this movie. I was thinking of Black Panther's sister explaining it in a previous movie. Is why I know that. That scene looked like utter garbage, and yeah, it's somewhat unacceptable. Just the lighting was wrong. I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
it's Disney. It's just for this amount of money. It's
not. It's absurd. The way they work with people. But yeah.
So Anthony Mackie tries to talk him down, and I like the first time where it's like he gets him to the cherry blossom place because he referenced that him and his daughter like walking there. And Anthony Mackie's like, "Oh shit, this did not work at all." Like, good, they didn't do the "I'm gonna talk him down" thing, and it's like, yeah, actually, they kind of ended up doing the talk him down thing. Yeah,
you just need to say the right magic words. And I just think that again, if that stuff with Liv Tyler was just, if it just felt more grounded, it just felt like so tacked on that it was like, well, this is going to be an obvious weakness for him. I don't know. It just felt like it belonged in a different movie than what I got.
What was funny about the Liv Tyler stuff is the entire movie is set up that Liv Tyler's not going to be in it. We're talking about her off thing. Oh, she's not answering the phone. Mm-hmm. She's unavailable. Like it's like when the guy's not on set, you hear him screaming from behind a door kind of thing. And then her showing up at the end, like, this doesn't, like, you ruined the cameo because all you did was bring her up and then she showed up. Like, either you can't have her at all or don't mention her. Like,
right.
It's just a weird thing. And what's he in the raft for? Why'd he go to prison?
Destroying the White House, among other things.
He turned into a rage monster.
Yeah,
I feel like it.
But like that you can't just let him hang around. With that being the case, and I think also like other crimes, I'm assuming, holding. I mean, anything to do with Samuel Stearns is probably not on the up and up.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. But
because it just seems like in this world, like people like blow shit up and like ruin stuff all over the joint. Like,
well, that's the thing, because it's like, well, but he didn't mean to. And it's like, well, but he's a piece of shit, and just like the weird, but we can forgive him. What about everyone else that you've murdered on the way out here? Like that doesn't matter to that. Yeah, I don't know.
But also, he's the president. I mean, that's technically his house. He can do what he wants with it.
That's true. Well, it's the taxpayer's house.
Oh, yeah. Sure it is. All right, Uncle Sam. All right. All Red Hulks are bastards or something.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that they didn't need in this movie? That one guy we were supposed to care about and then gets killed. That beardy guy that, like, we're supposed to like, I think?
Oh, Commander Dennis Dunphy?
Sure.
Yeah.
I hope you read that, because if you remember that, I hate you.
No, of course. I'm a huge Dennis Dunphy head. I mean, great. When I found out that William Mark McCullough was playing him, woo! I'm surprised that was a bigger news in the trades.
Oh, apparently he is someone in the comics. Apparently that's Demolition Man, also known as D-Man.
That's great.
Primary in association with Captain America. And his logo is just the Daredevil logo. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's genius Marvel stuff.
Whoa, no, it's the Daredevil logo, but he's got Wolverine's head.
Sure.
What the fuck?
Let me guess, the 90s? Is that when he showed up?
No, 1985.
Okay. I mean, whatever.
Or 85 or 87.
No, nothing against that actor, whatever. It just, I don't care about that character. It just didn't.
Wait, sorry. I just have to say one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
This man. Everybody at home, go to the Wikipedia for this guy. It's literally just like a yoke Daredevil with Wolverine's head. It's amazing. But his team affiliations, and I'm going to leave the last baffling one for last. Night People, Unlimited Class Wrestling Federation, U.S. Military, Revengers, Inuit Tribe.
Okay.
What the fuck? I mean, Inuits are real people, but it just seems like Dennis Dunphy.
Yeah.
doesn't feel like a member of an Inuit tribe.
That's what makes the story so special and amazing.
I mean, it's true. I don't know. Maybe there's a bunch of Dennis Dumfies there. I don't know. Maybe there's like an Irish diaspora to Cold Land.
So speaking of characters I'm supposed to care about, apparently, was the character of Layla Taylor in Falcon and Falcon Crest and Snowman or whatever, the TV show, the one that's
Layla Taylor in this movie? Who the fuck was
the Secret Service person that Sam seems to know?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's because she left a very like riveting. Just man, I was glued to her performance and really left an indelible mark on the movie.
Well, when you said Secret Service person, I did remember that existing in this movie.
But just that was someone that's like might as well have been Christopher Walken reading off a creek of cue cards on Saturday Night Live. Like it just felt like someone that was just going through the motions.
Yeah, I'm looking at the plot synopsis, and like nowhere in blue is that lady's name.
Right, because it doesn't really matter. Like so many of these people, like including Joaquin Torres, like are just there to give him information or to him to just talk at. Like, there's no point for them to be in the movie. And it's very, very annoying because they didn't bother to, like, establish relationships with these people unless this happened in other, TV shows that I'm not aware of. Because I just found it... The way they present Joaquin, particularly, just felt like I should know. It's just like, hey, this guy rules. Here you go. It's like, okay, I don't know. I don't know anything about him. He's very grating.
So, I'm looking it up now. Apparently... Leah Taylor has appeared in one project, the film Captain America Brave New World. She's referenced in the comic books as having a romantic interest for Wilson, but the film does not indicate any romantic interest between the characters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that's all she's done, which is kind of amazing if you think about it, because she didn't need to be there.
Right. Yeah.
She didn't do anything, and yeah.
I absolutely salute taking, you want to take money from the Disney Marvel machine, that's fine. I'm sure they pay very well. Please be in better things, Anthony Mackie. I like you as an actor, and he's so good in The Hurt Locker. And I like it as much as I don't like the movie. I like him in, well, I don't want to say I don't like. I'm very mixed on the movie Pain and Gain, but I like him in that movie. And it's just like to be stuck doing this blows. Like even in the other Captain Americas or whatever that he shows up in, I enjoyed him, and it's like they just give him nothing here.
So in Falcon Crest, he's really good and he's got a lot of stuff to do. Mm-hmm. It's just the show sucks.
Yeah,
like he's got some like one of the plots is that his sister and him, like their family had like a fishing boat, like a trawler, big thing. That's like how they made their money, and they're deep in debt, and they try to fix it up, and the bank won't give him a loan. He's like, dude, I'm a fucking Avenger. It's like, yeah, but look at your credit score though, and like it's actually like this really like he's good, and his sister have chemistry, and it's like this little thing, and then it's the rest of the show sucks. But like there's some good Anthony Mackie in there, and every time I see those kind of scenes, like, yeah, they need to kill you now. like the Falcon needs to give it. Let Joaquin guy do it, because like you need to be
give him
movies.
Something to do. That's not this, because like it's like trying to be a spy thriller, but not really. But then it's like too busy caught up trying to explain everything else that's going on, which is annoying because they're just saying it at you.
So on the Anthony Mackie note, just following up on that, just because it popped in my head. I think he's either got a bad agent or sucks at choosing projects. Because I just remembered he was the star of the second season of Altered Carbon, which was not good.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in that Twisted Metal show with Mike from the Doughboys? Wasn't he in that?
I believe he is in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think he might be one of those guys that just sucks at choosing stuff.
There's also just a lot of shit out there. You're like, oh, Amazon's doing this TV show. Oh, that could be cool. And then it's not, So I don't know. I don't know who's to blame for that. But I would just like to see him be in better things.
No, but that's what I mean. But some actors like decide that, oh, I just want to be in interesting things. Like I'm not saying I want him to go full Robert Pattinson, but I would like to see him get like a little bit more choosy about the things he shows up in.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like like I said, I totally understand taking the Marvel money because I'm sure they pay you pretty nice.
Oh, yeah, but he's on his whatever appearance,
right?
Like you got your bag, man.
Yeah.
Like again, if you're happy with that, Mr. Mackey, I'm happy for you. You seem like a nice guy. You're a good actor. I want to see you in good stuff.
Yeah.
Stop.
I think kind of going back to the movie, just to telling you things, like. I felt like the movie was working so hard to be like, boy, Cap, you are sure different from the last Cap, but I appreciate you and respect you equally. Rather than just like let that happen. You know what I mean? Like it felt like it went out of its way to be like, hey, everyone, he's black, but he's okay. Or it's like the fact that you keep doing that makes it weird. If you just had him be in the movie and like be a superhero, I think it'd be fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's so weird how I felt like at the first like 15, 20 minutes, they were really underlining that.
Yeah. They could have ended it at when that big guy that's with Giancarlo Esposito, and it's like the Captain America I dreamed of killing was bigger and
right.
Blah, blah, blah. And then Anthony Mackie like beats him in a fight.
Yeah. Done.
Done.
Yeah.
Settled. Cool.
Yeah.
We've established. But yeah, it's and the whole Isaiah part is, he's just not in it enough. So it's just, it's every part of this is, it's just overstuffed, but like it's overstuffed and yet still empty. Like there's just a bunch of 1/5 ideas just kind of put in. I did like Harrison Ford though. So it was
I just
kind of like, we're just waiting for him to show back up.
Yeah.
Again.
I mean, even when he's just phoning it in, like in Blade Runner, I still like to see him. Minor question. I mean, this is really doesn't matter in the scope of everything that I like about this movie, but like, if you get invited to the White House, wouldn't you want to bring like a significant other or something? You know what I mean? Like those three guys get invited to the White House and they just go with each other. Everyone else there seems to have dates.
Anthony Mackie doesn't have a girlfriend. I think that's kind of referenced, or at least on the show it is. Joaquin, I've never heard about anything. Oh wait, no, doesn't Isaiah say he's married?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. No, he does, because he says like he wore that suit to his
wedding. But she died, I think is the implication.
She's
there.
Dead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he's like, it's just weird, like, oh boy, time for some backstory. All right, moving on. And,
Yeah.
And then it's fine because he and Tiny Terror are going to go see some baseball games. Ruth Bat Sarah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, at the end. Because they're both grumpy. Ha 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 ha. I thought also just like the quips were really bad. And I don't mean like I get annoyed by people being quippy in these things, but these quips were just garbage. They there was no art to them. It was very much like office humor kind of quipping.
The only one I liked, and like is a strong term. No, I liked it. I'm not going to walk this back. When Bucky shows up, and by the way, big fan of Sebastian Stan.
Yes.
That interaction was good, but he's like, "Would your speechwriters do that?" He's like, "Yeah." Was it good? And like, I did kind of like that. Like
that was good because it felt like what I didn't know about their relationship. Like I kind of got from that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I got the sense of like the more camaraderie, whatever. And it's just actors that are actually good at what they're doing, interacting together. I that one actually got a chuckle out of. But yeah, a lot of it was just like, oh, here we go again, kind of shit. And like, where did you learn to drive and shit like that? No thanks.
Did you know? So you saw this movie too. Did you know that Johannes Hakjor Johannesson played Copperhead in this movie?
No. No, I think that is.
That's the big guy.
That's
right?
the big guy that he fought. Yeah.
I assure you, if you said, "Hey, Alex, was Copperhead in this movie?" I would say no. There is no one called Copperhead in this movie. Apparently, there is.
The only reason I know anything about the Serpent Society is because when the Luke Cage series was happening. And Mahershala, how do you say his name?
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, I think that's. I'm gonna look that up real quick because I think I could say it phonetically. Mahershala Ali was Cottonmouth. I was like, I think that's a snake guy, like a snake villain, not like is that a snake, but just like I vaguely remember that from like the Marvel trading cards and it was a whole thing and that was I don't know that one didn't bother me as much as. I think because the Luke Cage thing was so like we're grounding this in making it more like a New York crime thing, rather than a superhero thing. Whereas this is specifically a guy in a flying suit and fighting a Hulk. You can have a silly villain. It's okay. Like, this is all very silly.
But they didn't want it to be silly. They wanted it to have geopolitical meaning.
And that worked out well.
Race and
which they also nailed.
Yeah, every part of it just it fell flat. I would say, this is up there with the Eternals as the most boring Marvel movie. Of like, I just have no desire. I actually tried to watch, because I watched this like a week and a half ago or whatever. The night it appeared on Disney Plus, I just ended up having nothing to do. So I was like, as we were approaching recording, like, I'll watch it again. I didn't hate it. Like, maybe if I watched it a second time, I couldn't get through it. Like, it was like all the stuff that was like, because that first act that I thought was interesting because I thought the movie was going somewhere. Now that I know the movie doesn't go anywhere, that first act sucks. Like, I'm not sitting through this. But it was just like, I was trying to do like the math in my head. And I think I've seen most of, if not all of the Marvel movies. And this one's real low on the list. Like, rewatchability wise, it might be the lowest.
Yeah, it did make me go, because I've been very, very hard on Marvel movies, correctly so. But it did make me kind of like go like, man, I should revisit Winter Soldier, because I remember liking that. I remember like it's got issues, but I remember overall kind of enjoying that. And it's like, that is miles and away better than this. And this whole thing should have ended at Endgame. They should have just called it. But I mean, there's money to be made, so they're not going to. But it feels like everything after Endgame has been like pretty weak.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying, and people that like I actually give a shit about, not just like gooning basement fucking nerds.
Hi, Ted.
What's up, Ted? Keep gooning. That the Thunderbolts is actually like a legitimately good movie. Like,
I've heard it's fun.
I've heard it's fun. Yeah. Like, it's supposed to be fun. It's not like mired in all the stupid, like there's a bunch of like Marvel connections, but it's not like this where it's just so weighed down by being apparently this is the 35th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, it's like, it just, it's like so often in the comics you see this, someone will say something, be like, asterisk, see Avengers issue 52 or whatever. This movie was just that. But in the comics, so often it's like, oh, okay, well, that's a thing that happened. I can put that in a context. But this is no. I need to explain everything that's happening to you right now. It's not just trying to contextualize everything. It's like, you need to know specifically what happened, and it's very, very boring.
So my hope coming up is they're doing a big multiversal war thing, war world, secret wars kind of thing. And like, the rumor's been going around for a while that this is a complete fucking reset. Like, they're doing like the new 52. Mm-hmm. None of the stories matter anymore. Like,
you have to.
Fantastic Four show up, they lead in, and I'm like, because I'm not really interested in Marvel anymore. Like, I'm like, when movies come out, I'm like, yeah, maybe when it comes to Disney Plus, I'm not going to go to the theater. But like, if they do the full reboot and actually get to tell interesting stories that's not got 35 films of fucking baggage, yeah, that might actually be cool.
Yeah, like, it was interesting, the idea of this synergy between these things, like in the initial, like, Samuel Jackson showing up and talking about the Avengers Initiative. That felt kind of cool. And when it was happening, like, it's interesting, but like, it is so just being, it's currently just being crushed under the weight of all of that, where it's like, I don't need, you shouldn't have to do this every time. You shouldn't have to give me these huge explainers. If you just went into this show and just, or, went into this movie and like, didn't have the 90-minute, or not 90 minute, but, like the huge opening news thing about it. You just like gave me a couple lines. It's all you need. Like, this isn't that deep, because when you try to make it feel that deep, it doesn't work because you're not doing the work for it. So just stop doing that. Just stop trying to like hold my hand through all of this, because it makes it boring. And then the people that are really invested don't need it. You need to find a happier medium than what you did with this movie.
Yeah.
And just like, one quick other note about the CG. There's a part where I don't remember. I think it might be after the planes shoot at Hulk or something like that, and the Hulk is surrounded by fire and he's just going like, bah! And it was just such a boring shot. Like so much of the action in this, and like a lot of that isn't necessarily handled by the director. You know, they partition that off to their effects people, and it was just like that. You just did it, just a straightforward, just a long shot of a guy doing that. You didn't try to do anything interesting with, I don't know. There's a lot of this just seems so phoned in. It's frustrating.
Once the action scenes have a Hulk involved, they're very boring. Anthony Mackie versus people, although I find it fundamentally stupid, it's staged well.
It's decently, it's decent enough. I think there are some unfortunate edits in those fights, but overall, that's fine.
So looking forward to the Fantastic Four rebooting everything, and like 70-30. 70% hope reboot, and then it's like we get interesting movies again. 30%, I hope it's a complete fucking disaster, and it goes away for a little bit. Like we get a 5-year breather on these things. I know that's not going to happen.
No, I mean I would be okay with that. I would just take this opportunity to make these things fun again. Make these things have color in them. Just it's not everything has to be this like super ingrained in realism thing. Because at a certain point you're dealing with cosmic giants. Like make it visually interesting, not just people talking to each other, which is what this was. Which I don't mind in a movie, but it's just when it's this boring, it sucks.
So overall, I think John and I think best of 35 out of 35, best of the Marvel movies. Yeah. Everybody rush out to your local Disney Plus to watch it. And by that, I mean, I'm even hesitant to recommend this as a second screen movie.
It wants to be. Yeah. I just heard a reference. Like I think, theatrical nutbag David Mamet described kind of dialogue where it's like the scene is people going down the stairs and they're saying, "We need to get to the bottom of these stairs." And it's like, that's so much of what this movie is. It's just like telling you what's happening, reminding you what's happening because they assume you're on your phone. And just the grim reality of spending millions and millions of dollars for that purpose is a bummer. Like I certainly have had stuff on in the background while I do other things. That happens. But to design it for that is a waste of everyone's time.
Facts. Have you watched anything that you want to recommend to the
audience? I actually have been trying out with the release of the new one. I was like, well, screw it. I'll go back and watch some of the old Mission Impossibles. I have not watched a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
That first one is really fun. I really like it. It's got a lot, particularly like in comparison to this, it's got a lot of energy and style to it. And it's also a thing I liked about it is that it's all like professional people being good at their jobs. It's not people bored and wisecracking all the time. I mean, there's certainly some of that stuff in there, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it. 2 and 3, garbage. But still better than this. 3 had Philip Seymour Hoffman, which was good. And I started 4 again, and I'm really enjoying 4, but 4 has introduced the Simon Pegg element, which I'm not enjoying. But I'd say check those out. Those have been fun to watch.
I've seen most of 1. I saw most of the Philip Seymour Hoffman one, if he's only in 1. Mm-hmm. And then I saw like maybe a full one of the Simon Pegg ones.
Yeah.
And none have stuck with me enough to give a shit about.
Yeah.
Whatever one where he does like, there's that big swimming stunt.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one. Like this, none of, like they're not like super amazing. I want to hang out and talk about them forever movies, but they're fun. They're fun action movies. And like the Simon Pegg thing is really just more of a like realizing you're hitting that era of this is what action movies are now, where it's like, it's, I was saying about the first one about like, oh, here's a bunch of competent people. It's him being like, whoa, I'm kind of in over my head here. And it's like, gets a little old, but whatever. But yeah, check those out. These underseen movies. Watch Burial Ground too. It's real bad, but it's fun.
What's Burial Ground?
The one with the kid playing the 25-year-old man playing the kid that I compared.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I forgot.
It's weird.
So I've been catching up on movies lately because I don't have any TV shows I currently like. And the ones I liked are over. So 2 movies, speed run, but 2 movies of a pair because my review is exactly the same. I saw Mickey 17 with Robert Pattinson, and I saw The Killer with Michael Fassbender. Both of which, my review is, I don't know what this movie's trying to say. I really like the lead's performance, but this movie kind of sucks. I wish it was shorter.
I love The Killer. Exactly. I have not seen Mickey, but I love The Killer.
What was the point?
Well, I think it's like so he's a hitman. That's fun to watch, but it's also like that he's living in this like modern dead world where like everything's the same and everything's corporatized, and even like what he does is very corporatized and more soulless than one would even think for that kind of thing. All right, that's kind of a glib, broad description of it. But
I mean, not to be like, not making one-to-one comparison, but like John Wick already did that and it was better.
I disagree that John Wick. I don't think that was the point of John Wick. I think John Wick was more like.
I
understand what you're saying, but I think John Wick is trying to is like, is it that cool versus that sucks?
Yeah, I just felt it lacked a direction. I saw those, and then I saw. I finally got around to watching Gladiator 2 with our friend Pedro Pascal.
Oh, how's that?
And that's not his name, is it?
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, that's it. It's Pascal, not Pasquale. I think there used to be another actor, Pasquale, right? Like a famous guy. Dude, who gives a fuck? I'm not gonna. The point is, I saw Gladiator 2. The guys that play the emperors are so fucking hateable that they're great.
Mm-hmm.
It's Joseph Quinn from later Stranger Things and some other guy. And they're both just so punchable. It's a watchable movie. It's better than it has any right for it to be.
How's Denzel?
Gladiator 2. He's okay. Pretend I've never seen a Denzel Washington movie.
Sure.
That guy's great.
Okay.
But it's like there's so much baggage with Denzel being like, for a while considered the best actor on the planet.
Right.
That it's like, yeah, he's good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that the lead lady, Commodus's sister from the first movie, is in this. I didn't realize it was like that much of a sequel. So when she showed up, I'm like, oh fuck, is that her? That's surprising.
Yeah, I could not tell you much about I have not seen the original movie in years, so.
Anyway, I saw that, and then one last one that I'd never gotten around to very quickly. I finally got around to seeing Parasite, which I've not seen.
Oh, yeah.
Because I saw Mickey 17 and which I was not 100% won over. There's some interesting stuff. Doesn't matter. But I was like, I'm gonna go back and watch Parasite. I've never actually seen it. I thought it was a different movie than it was. Like I thought it was a horror movie. That's why I didn't watch it. Because the poster looks scary.
The way they kind of marketed it is a little bit more horror. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not a big horror guy. I ended up getting around to it, and I'm like, I don't understand why this movie is as famous as it is. It's fine. It is actively fine.
Well, we'll have to do an episode about it or something. So I'm not going to try to do another glib short description of it, but I really enjoy it.
Dude, that one I more got what he was doing. I just think I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not shitting on it. It's just like, I think it was just overhyped.
That can happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when it came out, talking to someone, and they were like, the message they got from it was that I'll never leave the basement. And I'm like, that is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. That's you. Hey, you know what you did? You did that movie wrong.
Well,
your eyeballs did that wrong.
I mean,
go back, do better.
Yeah, I think they just took the I think there's an element of that there, I guess I would say, but.
Oh no, I know.
But it's like, you're like, well, fuck. It's just a bummer.
So John, for next episode, I was thinking this. We could watch a movie where, I'm not saying it's a full Under Siege scenario, but I think we need some kind of Under Siege scenario. You got any thoughts here?
Well, what I would because we watched a guy who's like a super soldier without being a super soldier and kind of thrust into the super soldier thing. What if we went the other way, where it's a super soldier who maybe not like a cook, not something that stupid, but is what if there was a super soldier that became a window cleaner? Is that something that exists?
Yeah, I mean, probably. But I mean, I think we need, since they're cleaning, it is a woman, right?
Well, obviously. I mean,
obviously. Okay,
yeah.
Good. Phew. Yeah, so I have a thought. We could watch the action thriller Cleaner starring Daisy Ridley.
Hell yes.
Is an actual movie that's going to be at HBO Max next week.
That I mean, like that seems like it's in the ballpark of those like The Mechanic, Working Man, or like all those like, hey, what if just you at your job were also an action hero? Hell yes.
So if we never do this, but I need to read this to you guys at home. Criminal activists hijack a gala, taking 300 hostages.
Mm-hmm.
One extremist plans mass murder as a message to the world. An ex-soldier turned window cleaner now works to rescue the hostages.
Yes, movies are back. Yes, I'm on board 100%.
She was in an action movie, and I knew nothing about it. The fact that this is it. Oh, and it's by the guy that directed Green Lantern.
Oh, goody. I like how
he also directed Casino Royale. So
okay, well that one's all right. But I'm on board. I love it. This is going to be great. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, cool. We will see y'all in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Goodbye.